I love the name.
Yeah.
Imagine Eugene, City of Peace.
And I have found that a lot of people, when I just show them that button, they want a button.
Yeah.
It's just automatic. They don't
Mm-hmm.
even want to know much about it. It's just the idea.
The buttons are important to me because it's something I get to give someone else. It's a little sound bite and it's a little heart bite for them. You know, they get to wear it, they get to give it away, and this is the way each one gets to reach one, and we really like that.
I found out that there are other cities that are trying to create a city of peace, and I was intrigued with that idea. And I talked to Bill Schur, Beyond War. I talked to Paul Simon of the PeaceNet right here in Eugene, and we started to think, well, maybe this could happen here.
The culture of peace is something that's always been, but it oftentimes goes unnoticed. And there's always been people working for peace and working to maintain harmony within communities. And so the idea behind the PeaceNet is to celebrate the culture of peace, to shift our awareness from the culture of violence and focus on this culture of peace. It's a significant shift from really fighting against what we don't want and actually shifting our focus to really concentrating on what it is that we do want to see and how is it that we want to be together and live together as a community.
We tell ourselves a story about how our culture should be, or the way that things are, and they're not going to change. We tell ourselves these kinds of stories, and one of my real excitements about this project is we get to retell a new story.
Yeah.
We wanted to do an experiment. It really is an experiment because we don't know the outcome. And it's like, what if? What if we got the 65 plus peace, justice, and environmental groups together in Eugene, just put them together all in the same room so they can meet each other face to face and really get to know each other and share their values and share their stories.
Right. Somehow we sensed that there was some way that people haven't connected yet. You know, some way we'd like to support them to connect in a different way that would be more mutually supportive and inspiring and kind of generative, I think, co-creative of something new that could charge us up and give us, empower us, as a community and as individuals.
And so we did a brainstorming session. I invited just 20 people I knew to a session, and we spent a few hours talking about possibilities, talking about problems, and it was really exciting. People really got a lot out of it, and from that we decided to create an event in March. And we got 60 people together. So that, to me, was a multiplication by a factor of 3, and then my imagination really started to go and think, well, then what if we do another event and have 3 times more than 60 and make it grow? 4 different teams. We've got a wiki site, a website, an email list going, and it's starting to pick up steam. We got these buttons, we got balloons, and we're starting to generate some really creative ideas for what to do at our next event, which is planned for November.
I think it'll look like a room full of people all looking at the same thing, the same vision, and saying yes to it.
And that's what's exciting to me, is to not like have a set idea of how this is supposed to turn out, but actually get the ideas and the answers from the people who get involved.
So you're talking about sort of co-creating it together with whoever shows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that one of our goals is to create an event which is experiential, that really moves people, creates connection that's heart to heart, and is not a presentation by an authority.
This is not school. This isn't, no one's going to talk at us,
Well, we have one authority figure coming, the mayor.
Ah, yes, we do have our mayor coming.
But we're asking her not to come as an authority figure, but as a participant, and to create a dialogue about what the city can do to participate in creating a city of peace. I like the opening that we've got planned, because we're going to ask a question such as, how would the Eugene city be different if it were a city of peace for you? And we're going to have a microphone. We're going to just go around and let everybody say one or two words. And we're going to close with another question. How would you like to contribute to a city of peace? And again, go around and hope we can get 200 people to say something in 20 minutes. And of course, people can pass. Right?
What I like about it is that I have the sense that it's going to turn into kind of like a collective poetry.
That if we make it as inclusive as possible, including people that are normally the powerless and the excluded, as well as the people who are powerful and can make changes.
Right.
From, you know, the university president to the homeless person on the street, and get them all together and create something that actually works right here in a city, that works for everyone. You know, because right now it doesn't really work for everyone. We've got a few problems, a few murders, some domestic abuse,
Homeless.
veterans
Hungry.
who don't know how to integrate back into the community.
Yeah. And what would you like to communicate to others who might want to share with us and do this in their own town?
I would say start with where you're at, start small, start with your friends, don't try to get big too fast, let it take the time that it needs to unfold, and to spend a lot of time talking. I think that the talking and the listening is really important. One of the main or let's say big stumbling blocks that we ran across early on in the process was, how do we even talk to each other, and how can we expect to create a conversation that's citywide unless we develop this process of sharing and listening?
Right. I think that we soon found out as we were planning the next event that we were going to have to spend much more time talking, getting to know each other, and sharing our values, sharing what's in our heart with each other, and really feeling listened to and understood.
I think we're teaching ourselves how to listen to each other.
Yeah,
And
peace in action.
It's a big project just to do that.
Yeah, to me that's really foundational, that we learn how to listen to each other and express what we really need, you know, what's really in our hearts.
I see us starting there with the inner personal challenge of reducing the violence in our own thoughts, our own words, our own actions, and being the change.
And as we go in through, this is a 4-hour event, as people go through it, that they feel a real sense of belonging, and that they really do make a difference.
Yeah.
That they make a difference, that the we that they are helping create, they are essential to that we.
I'm getting goosebumps as you're talking, because the words that come to me are, we want to create a group of people that have some self-respect and pride and belonging to this city.
Yeah.
And belief in the potential of this city to create a home that is someplace you'd never want to leave, because it just feels so good to be here. And I remember early on in this process, I wanted to create a city where when someone comes in from the airport or the train station and they step off, they feel that something's different about this city, and they just feel it. And then after they're here for a while, maybe they can kind of figure out and put some words to how it's really different.
Yeah. Eugene, City of Peace.
Yeah. All right.
This is good. I think we're cooking.
Yeah, if I get goosebumps.
Me too. I do too. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.